Hey friends, it's Jacob. Today I'm going to show you how you can very easily achieve soft edges in watercolor. It's not as hard as you think, so let's get right into it. So I've got a cylinder and a sphere roughly sketched out here. I'm just going to paint over the entire shape in a very light wash of cobalt blue. Okay, so I've got my shapes ready to go, and you'll notice that I've left out that little highlight on the sphere to give it a little bit of a shine. So now I'm going to take a significantly darker mixture of cobalt blue, and I'm going to paint the shadow side of this cylinder. Again, the light source is coming from top left, so the shadow will be on the right side. But since it has a curve, we need to find a way to give the illusion that this shape is curved. And that's where the soft edges come in. So I'm going to paint the shadow side, and I've got a spare brush ready to go, and I'll show you how I use that in a minute. So I'm going to bring the line to about there. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to take this spare brush, I'm going to get it wet, and then I'm going to dry off most of the water so that it's just a little damp. I'm going to scrub into that hard line. I'm kind of pressing into the paper as I move up. And you can keep going and do it again. You can kind of continue that out and around. And that gives you a nice soft edge. It gives you kind of the impression that the shape is rounded. Easy as that. Now, if you wanted to keep pushing that illusion a little more, you can go even darker with that blue, maybe add some burnt umber to it to darken it up even more, and you can paint back into the shadow side. And really make that shape pop out. And since this is still wet while I'm painting into it, it's going to keep that fuzziness. You can add a little cast shadow if you want. Okay, now for the sphere, it's going to be basically the same idea. So we'll paint the shadow side. And I'm painting in kind of a circular motion to preserve that spherical shape. We'll paint a little bit around the rim here. As we're nearing where this highlight is going to be, I'm going to take my clean damp brush and I'm going to scrub into the edges, these hard edges, all around the perimeter. I'm just going to smooth that out. And then again, if you want to push that even farther, take an even darker mixture of blue, maybe throw a bit of burnt umber in there to darken it even more, and paint back into the shadow side. it's looking a little rough, you can take that clean damp brush and smooth it out a little bit. Just lightly scrub into it, following the contour of the line that you painted. And there you have it. That's really all there is to it. So let's jump over to a painting I recently did where we can see this applied to a real life scene. So here's how you get a soft edge in watercolor. So you take a spare brush, you get it wet, and then you dry off most of the water until it's just damp. And you take that brush, it needs a little more water than that, and you'll kind of get a feel for exactly how much water you need to do this with practice. But you take that brush and right at that edge, you just kind of press into it very lightly. Do it again. And look at that. See how easy that was? And you can kind of bring it over too if you want. Rub it out with your finger if it's still too sharp. And look, see how easy that was? I just got a perfectly soft edge that shows the roundedness of this cylinder. Kind of shows that the cylinder arcs around like that. Soft edges like that are so easy in watercolor. They're so easy. Okay, well, I hope you found that lesson helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. And I hope to see you on the next one.